It looks like the PlayStation Plus lineup for the month of June has been leaked. As always, take rumors and leaks with a grain of salt. However, this spot has been accurate with their leaks in the past. They leaked last month, and remember, PlayStation Plus leaks have been regularly happening. Final Fantasy VII Remake kind of got outed, and then the lineup recently with Battlefield 5, that came out as well. Well, the reported lineup for the month of June is to be Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, which literally just got announced. That's a PlayStation 4 title, obviously playable on PlayStation 5. Star Wars Squadrons, which I think is a pretty decent offering, and then Operation Tango on PlayStation 5. You might not be familiar with Operation Tango. This was one of the games that I thought potentially had a chance to be a PlayStation Plus title. I was actually talking about it with a friend, and we came up with it that this might be a Plus title, but I feel like this would be one that, with the offerings of the PlayStation 5 titles on Plus recently, it would be a little bit of a disappointment. I just knew that's how the community would see it as. Just because when we've had Control Ultimate Edition, Oddworld Soulstorm, and even Wreckfest, Operation Tango is seemingly a little bit of a drop-off from that, but it's still a brand new game, so you do have to take that into account. For Operation Tango, it notes, it takes two to save the world in this cooperative spy adventure. Pair up with a friend as agent or hacker with only your voices to connect you, and work together to bring a high-tech global menace to its knees. So again, this is a brand new game. It's scheduled to release on June 1st, so timing works out perfectly, where it's going to come out and directly go on to PlayStation Plus, so I think people are going to be happy with that fact. And the fact of the matter is, since it does have an emphasis on online cooperative play and co-op play in general, the fact that it is a Plus game, that means you're going to be able to find a friend that's going to have this game very, very easily, so you can get the optimal experience out of it, and it's not going to be like a $20 purchase or anything like that. I really should have seen this coming a while ago. I know I said Metro Exodus in yesterday's video. That's what I thought people would be really happy with if Metro Exodus was offered, much like Control Ultimate Edition. But Operation Tango, if you actually look at what the game is, makes all the sense in the world. Given its release date, given the co-op focus, just makes sense that this would be a PlayStation Plus title, so I understand why they are going this route. And even if it's not as heavy of a hitter as the Control Ultimate Edition, Oddworld Soulstorm, and even Wreckfest, you do need the cooldown months at times. I mean, Sony can't be throwing a ton of money at everybody. I know Plus generates a lot of revenue, so honestly, they could be throwing a lot of money to get the top of the end games onto PlayStation Plus, but I can understand their thought process being like, okay, we can't give them, you know, the top, you know, Oddworld Soulstorm was a $50 release. And I don't expect to be getting games like that every month, so Operation Tango, yes, it's a little bit of a come down, but I do think it could be a title that ends up surprising a lot of people, and again, with its co-op focus, I think that does make all the sense in the world. Star Wars Squadrons makes a lot of sense as well. Multiplayer focus on that, player base, and just the buzz around that game has been dissipating a little bit, so I think offering that onto PlayStation Plus as a freebie makes sense. However, it's that issue that when you have a billion subscription services that are offering games and downloadable content, you are going to have that crossover that kind of lessens the value of each of those subscription services, because if you have PlayStation Plus and you also have EA Play, well, now Star Wars Squadrons is a lesser value title for you to get, but still, I still don't think EA Play is like insanely popular on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, so I think Squadrons is still a pretty decent offering. And Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, that came kind of out of nowhere, but hey, that's a cool one. If you're into fighting games, Virtua Fighter is a classic. Now, this is a noted that this game is remade for a new generation, features the same fundamental gameplay and combat as previous entries, but with rebuilt graphics using Ryuga Gotoku's studio's Dragon Engine, as well as new background music for every stage, a new user interface, a new opening cinematic, and new lighting and shaders. And again, this is a brand new release. This one is also dropping June 1st, so if you assess it from that standpoint, the fact of the matter is you're getting two brand new releases. Yes, I wouldn't say either of them are at the level of an Oddworld Soulstorm or even a Control Ultimate Edition, but two brand new releases. Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, hey, if you're into fighting games, you're going to be into that. And Operation Tango, if you're looking for a quality co-op title, you can get into that as well. And look at all three of these games. There is a multiplayer aspect to all of them. Star Wars Squadrons, absolutely. Operation Tango, from a co-op standpoint, and Virtua Fighter 5, a fighting game, they all have this multiplayer aspect to them, but all in a different way. A fighting game, a co-op title, and then, you know, Squadrons being more of a competitive multiplayer title with a lot of players in the game. So I think from that aspect, they really nailed it. I just don't know if the community is going to be completely satisfied with all of those offerings. But if you do assess it objectively, honestly, as I'm thinking about it more and more, 2 new releases, another game that, yes, while it has that crossover with EA Play and that does lessen the value a little bit, it's still a pretty solid offering. So those are the plus titles rumored for June. Pretty much a leak. I would almost guarantee that that is going to be the drop. Since that spot has been right before, we'll leave a link to them in the description box below. Also, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart story overview trailer. Yes, yet another Ratchet and Clank trailer. Now, you might be thinking, Ratchet and Clank story, isn't this game all about the platforming, the zany weapons? And that's true to an extent. However, Ratchet and Clank has a history of having really, really compelling narratives as well, especially if you go back to the Ratchet and Clank Future games, particularly, in my opinion, Future Crack in Time is the best storyline that a Ratchet and Clank game has had. That's just my opinion. Maybe you disagree. But that game's narrative I thought was excellent. Rift Apart, the story overview trailer comes across as very comical. However, that's generally the case with Ratchet. A lot of the times there is a lot of comedy, but hopefully there is a quality story attached there as well, and I think there will be with a lot of the elements that they are throwing down. The description notes, like any self-respecting Zircon Jr. loves to sit down and relax for a tranquil session of story time featuring heart-pounding tales of absolute peril and intense over-the-top action. Experience interdimensional chaos as realities crumble in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We have it all. 2 best friends rift apart from each other, a mysterious new hammer-wielding Lombax, and nefarious supervillain claiming the throne of a new empire, perplexing mind-bending puzzles, tiny robots, colossal robots, jaw-dropping set pieces, a sheep, and a whole lot more. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is due out for PlayStation 5 on June 11th, quite possibly the most anticipated PlayStation 5 title thus far, quite possibly the most anticipated game this year, either this or Resident Evil Village. For me, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart does take the cake, given my nostalgia with Ratchet and Clank as a whole. Playing every single game, immensely excited for this one. And lastly, I do want to note Shadow Warrior 3 Enemy Showcase trailer. Shadow Warrior 3 has been confirmed for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One alongside its PC release, which it was originally announced for. That'll be coming sometime in 2021, and obviously Shadow Warrior has a plethora of zany, crazy enemies, and Shadow Warrior 3 is gonna be no different. And this one also seemingly retaining that high-octane, fast-paced action that you know and love out of Shadow Warrior. If you've never played Shadow Warrior 1 and 2 go on sale all the time. Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, the bundle, I believe, goes for like $10. You should definitely check it out. I don't know if it's on sale right now, but if it is, go pick it up, and maybe it'll be on sale as a part of the Days of Play sale. Who knows? But that is going to wrap up this one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you satisfied with this supposed PlayStation Plus lineup? I think it's pretty good. Yes, maybe it's not as great as some of the early months of this year, but 2 new releases, Star Wars Squadrons, honestly, all things considered, I think it's pretty good. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart gets a story overview trailer shaping up nicely. That is out in 2 weeks. And then Shadow Warrior 3 gets an enemy showcase trailer. Check that out as well. And if you haven't played Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, make sure you jump on that as well. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.